The following show is a repeat of an earlier broadcast.
Remember when you ran away and I got on my knees and begged you not to leave because I'd go berserk? Well, you left me anyhow, and then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, they're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away. You thought it was a joke, and so you laughed. You laughed when I had said that losing you would make me flip my lid. Right? You know you laughed. I heard you laugh. You laughed and laughed, and then you left. But now you know I'm utterly mad. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the happy home with trees and flowers and chirping birds and basket weavers who sit and smile and twiddle their thumbs and toes, and they're coming to take me away. I cooked your food, I cleaned your house, and this is how you pay me back for all my kind, unselfish, loving deeds. Huh? Well, you just wait, they'll find you yet, and when they do, they'll put you in the ASPCA, you mangy mutt. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, they're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, to the happy home with trees and flowers and chirping birds and basket weavers who sit and smile and twiddle their thumbs and toes, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, to the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time.
Hey, buddy.
Yes, officer.
You ahead?
No, but I'm catching up.
Yes, they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, by Napoleon the 14th. And, of course, that's a song that's very closely associated with Dr. Demento. And as a matter of fact, that's who we're going to have as our guest tonight on the Music of Stillwater show for the next hour on FM 94. So stay tuned right where you're at. We're going to have the interviews and music of Dr. Demento in person, as well as Weird Al Yankovic, right here on the Music of Stillwater show. Stay tuned. Welcome once again to the Music of Stillwater show. Tonight we're sitting around in FM 94 studios with popular radio personality Dr. Demento and songwriter Weird Al Yankovic. And, well, Doctor, I guess I'd like to start off with how many present stations do you think listen to Dr. Demento every week?
Oh, we're on about 150 stations. We figure somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 million people tune into the show every Sunday.
Yeah. And people tune in to hear songs like Dead Puppies and Fish Heads and Shaving Cream and
Indeed.
Poisoning Pigeons in the Park.
All the hits.
Spam, yeah. Okay. Did as far as that goes, what do you consider your best tunes on your albums that you've put out? Now I've got one here in front of me that I'm looking at. Dr. Demento's Delights, which I think...
Well, that was my first album.
Yeah.
It's got some of the all-time hits on it, like They're Coming to Take Me Away, ha-ha. And we also have Hello Mutta, Hello Fada by Alan Sherman on that. Both of those are still part of the live show that I do, and they're certainly all-time favorites. Lately, though, we've had some newer young artists come into the picture since this album was made, and foremost among them is the gentleman on my right, Mr. Weird Al Yankovic.
I wanted to ask Weird Al... the song Ricky, I think, which gets a lot of popular airplay and so on. How did you come up with the idea of settling on I Love Lucy?
Well, you know, Ricky Ricardo has always been my #1 role model in life, and I've always wanted to grow up and be a Cuban band leader, and this was just kind of my way to kind of get into that kind of band leader kind of mode, you know.
Hey, Lucy, I'm home. Oh, Ricky, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Ricky! Ricky! Oh, Lucy, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Lucy! Hey, Lucy! Oh, Ricky, you're so fine, you play your bongos all the time. Hey, Ricky! Hey, Ricky! Oh, Lucy, you're so fine, how I love to hear you whine. Hey, Lucy! Lucy, you're Babaloo.
Oh, Lucy, you're so dizzy, don't you have a clue? Well, here's to you, Lucy. I love you too, Lucy, Lucy. Let's Babaloo, Lucy.
Hey, Ricky! You're always playing at the club. You never let me go. I'm begging and I'm pleading, but you always tell me no. Oh, please, honey, please, let me be in your show, Ricky.
You always burn the roast, then you drop the dishes too. You iron my new shirt and you burn it whole right through. You're such a crazy redhead, I just don't know what to do, Lucy.
Oh, Ricky, what a pity, don't you understand that every day's a rerun and the laughter's always canned?
Oh, Lucy, I'm the laughing leader of the band. So here's to you, Lucy. Let's Babaloo, Lucy, do, Lucy. Everybody rumba!
We wanted to ask questions, that were intelligent and worthy of a dementia
why?
foreman. And so to get ideas, we said, well, crud, why should we have to do this? We'll call the departments on campus and see what kind of question they'd like to ask Weird Al and what kind of questions they'd like to ask the doctor. So the psychology department wanted me to ask you both this question. At what age did you first notice that you had fixated at the oral expulsive stage?
That means spitting out pieces of broken records after I ate them or something?
Yeah. That was the question that they gave. I don't know.
I think I was just about this big.
Okay, this question from the chemistry department now. The chemistry department wants to know, do you think there is a corresponding organic formula that causes dementia to occur on your show?
Yes. I mean, no. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, heavy stuff here.
You're strutting casually down the street when a man comes up to you looking beat with telltale traces of hippie on his chin. You say howdy and he says hi, got anything that'll make me fly? And if you do, I surely wish you'd let me in on what you're dealing, brother. In your mind you start to ponder what to turn this fella on to, and then you get a look into his eyes. You find his beard is only makeup and his line is purely fake up. Then and only then you realize that he's your friend, the neighborhood narco agent, friend, the neighborhood narco man, courtesy of your local FBI. Your friend, the neighborhood narco daddy, all-American thinking Fetty, there to trip you up while you are high. You're sitting in the coffee house gloom when the waiter comes up to you with a broom and he asks to sweep the floor around your chair. When you ask him why, he says, routine, we like to keep our coffee clean, and he proceeds to tidy up with care. You light yourself a cigarette, find out soon as you got it lit that 40 newfound friends are by your side. And someone hands you a note that's pencil telling you your flight's been canceled. Just the same, you're going for a ride with your friend, the neighborhood narco agent, friend, the neighborhood narco man, courtesy of your local FBI. Your friend, the neighborhood narco daddy, all-American thinking Betty, there to trip you up while you are high. Now you duck into an alleyway thinking, hey, maybe I can cop a J and get back before the boss finds out I'm gone. Remembering the golden rule, you look both ways, make sure it's cool, and when there ain't a soul for miles around, you clutch your baggie full of weed and careful not to spill a seed, you roll a joint as big as Baltimore. And as you take that first big drag in, a helicopter drops a paddy wagon, and guess who's standing smiling by the door? It's your friend, the neighborhood narco agent, friend, the neighborhood narco man, courtesy of your local CIA. Your friend, the neighborhood college dropout, undercover cop or cop-out, keeping law and order bright and gay. Yes, you find out that the freak you trusted is the fink that got you busted. And 20 years is a long time to stay on the ground.
Okay, this question is from the Ad Hoc Committee to Stop Kinko the Clown before he gets started. And they want to know, this Stillwater chapter. And they ask, just give us the address where we can locate Ogden Edsel. Now, what does this all mean? We don't know what that means.
Well, I don't either. No, I'm not going to give them up. They're going to have to look a little harder.
Okay.
I'm not going to reveal their location.
Okay.
I mean, some of these people, some of these Kinko hunters can get pretty vicious.
That's true. That's true. Obviously, the nature of these questions demonstrate that.
Yes.
Okay. Here's one from OSU's History Department. Where does Spike Jones place in the all-time catalog of dementia classics?
Well, he was the artist who first really inspired me to get demented. It all happened when I was about 6 years old, and my dad brought home some Spike Jones 78s, Cocktails for Two, and the William Tell Overture horse race routine and the like. I still like to call him the king of dementia because his stuff is truly timeless.
Is getting bad. I don't know what to do. I bought a little bunny, then I bought another bunny. Don't one and one make two? Now when I'm looking at the bunnies, I get as mad as I can be. 'Cause now there are so many bunnies. Oh me, oh my, you wanna buy a bunny? When I'm eating bread and honey, those silly little bunnies pester me. 'Cause all the bunnies beg for honey. Oh gee, oh gosh, you wanna buy a bunny? When we're playing hide and seek, at my heels they sneak, sneak, sneak. When I hide they peek, peek, peek. I get so mad I could shriek. Eek! If you want a fuzzy bunny that's got a winky nose and cotton tail, I wish that you would buy a bunny, 'cause I got lots of bunnies for sale. And when I get up early in the morning to go out to the chicken house to feed my little tiny baby chickens, oh, those crazy little bunnies that follow on after me just hop, 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 hopping like the dickens. Chicken, 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 chicken. Oh, get away from me, bunnies, you bother me. Get out of here, you crazy little bunnies. And when I sneak my little tiny puppy dog Rover upstairs with me to bed, the bag is full of them silly little bunnies from the foot up to the head. Get out of my bed, you bad little bunnies. Go on, bunnies, get out of here. Go on now. Bunnies, 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 bunnies everywhere. There's bunnies on the table and there's bunnies on the chair. Bunnies on the sofa and there's bunnies on the floor. And there's some new ones coming for the door. More! Please come on and buy a bunny. I'd even like to sell you 2 or 3. But if you don't have any money, I'll give you a bunny. 'Cause there's just too darn many bunnies for me. There's bunnies all over the place, bunnies under my feet, bunnies in my bed, every place I go to stick little bunnies.
This question is submitted by the OSU Music Department. Does Weird Al even comprehend how he has sped up the evolution of rock accordion being accepted into mainstream Americana? Now, the evolution part was also submitted by the biology department as well.
I see. Well, yes, it's that's the reason I started playing the accordion at age 7, because I kind of have been studying the cultural evolution of Western civilization, and I've come to the conclusion that the accordion is going to be the official rock instrument of the 1984 Olympics and of the entire rest of the century, and therefore that's why I decided to place Sluggy at the forefront of the accordion movement in this country.
Right. Good enough.
Got a boogie. Got a boogie. Got a boogie. Got a boogie. I got a boogie. Got a boogie. I got a boogie. Got a boogie on my finger and I can't shake it off. Well, I went out to a party just the other night. I was jamming to the music, I was feeling alright. I was burning up the floor like a disco maniac when my woman said,
Baby, why's your hand behind your back?
got a boogie. I said boogie. I got a boogie. Got a boogie on my finger and I can't shake it off. I can't pick it off. I can't flick it off. I sure ain't gonna lick it off. So I guess I'm gonna have to learn to live with it. I got a boogie. Got a boogie, you got a boogie. Got a boogie. Got a boogie, you got a boogie. Got a boogie. Got a boogie, you got a boogie. Got a boogie on my finger and I can't shake it off. Got a boogie. Hey, you want a boogie?
No, man, I don't want a boogie.
Want a boogie?
Get that boogie out of my face.
Well, you want a boogie?
Do you feel, this is from the English department, incidentally, do you feel a song should have a lyrical line woven through it that demonstrates a rising climax with a descending denouement ending? You know,
Well, if you want to make the
the
charts,
plot
of course.
thickens. Yeah, if you want to make the charts, of course.
Gee, people sure know a lot of fancy words out here at Stillwater. I mean,
This question.
you make the people in Chicago and Dallas sound like dummies. I don't know.
This question from the physics department.
These are the most erudite questions I've been asked yet on this tour.
Ooh, my little hungry one, open up a package of my bologna. Ooh, I think the toast is done, top it with a little of my bologna. Never gonna stop, eat it up, such a tasty snack, I always eat too much, and so on. But I'll still be like my, my bologna. Spread it on the mustard now, show me how. Spread it on a little of this bologna, hoping that we don't run out. If we do, I'm sure that I'll miss bologna. Never gonna stop, eat it up, such a tasty snack, I always eat too much, and throw up. But I'll still be like my bologna. My bologna, hey! Going to the market now. I'm the city's biggest bologna buyer. Walking down the shopping aisle, filling up my basket with Oscar Mayer. Never gonna stop, eat it up, such a tasty snack, I always eat too much, and throw up. But I'll do me like this, my,
This question from the physics department. Is it true that Weird Al owes much to Dr. Demento in constructing the entire physical universe as we know it?
Yes, about $35.
Okay.
$37.50.
Oh,
This question from the drama department. Is it true that Weird Al sounds more like Billy Joel than Billy Joel?
I've always thought so. People confuse us all the time on the street, in fact. People come up to me and say, Billy! Oh, sorry, Al. You know, it's a problem I've had to live with for a long time.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you!
When it's time to celebrate your birthday, it happens every year. We'll eat a lot of broccoli and drink a lot of beer. You should be good and happy that there's someone you can eat. A million people every day are starving in the street. Your daddy's in the gutter with the wretched and the poor. Your mama's in the kitchen with a can of Cycle 4. There's garbage in the water and poison in the sky. I guess it won't be long before we're all gonna die.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you!
Well, what's the matter, little thing? You think this party is the best? Enjoy it while you can. We'll soon be blown to bits. The monkeys in the Pentagon are gonna cook our goose. The fingers on the button, all they need is an excuse. It doesn't take a military genius to see. We'll all be crispy critters after World War III. There's nowhere you can run to, nowhere you can hide. When they drop the big one, we all get fried. Come on, boys and girls, sing along, okay?
Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you!
Well, there's a punk in the alley and he's looking for a fight. There's an Arab on the corner buying everything inside. There's a mother in the ghetto with another mouth to feed. Seems that everywhere you look today there's misery and greed. I guess you know the earth is going to crash into the sun, but that's no reason why we shouldn't have a little fun. So if you think it's scary, if it's more than you can take, just blow out the candles and have a piece of cake.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you! Wow! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you!
And a pinch to grow an inch.
This question submitted by the Business College at OSU. Do you have any new album releases planned?
Who, me?
Or records,
Doctor.
both of you.
Well, Al certainly has one impending within about a week or two.
Okay, what's the nature of that one, Al?
It's called Weird Al Yankovic in 3D, and it features lots more spiffy parodies of contemporary hit songs and originals and lots of other warped little tidbits.
Had to park my car for just 5 minutes. I had to go inside to use the phone. When I came back again, my car was gone. Well, I didn't know it was a loading zone. What a bummer, I was so brought down. I had to chase that tow truck all over town, yelling, stop dragging my car around. Took my baby to the local disco. I was jumping like a maniac, but the owner came and pulled me off the floor. Then he took me to his little office in the back. He said, I really like your snaggletooth necklace. Your pants are groovy and your hair's okay. But man, that car of yours is so uncool. Like, wow, I'm sorry, but we towed it away. Stop dragging my car around.
Okay, this question, how about the Doctor? Doctor, how many albums are available right now if somebody wanted to pick up the Doctor's great hits? How many?
Well, there are 3 albums under my name, Dr. Demento's Delights on Warner Brothers, and then Dr. Demento's Dementia Royale on Rhino, which features Pencil Neck Geek and Wildman Fisher doing My Name is Larry, and yours truly singing Shaving Cream, which I also do live as part of my show. And then there's one called Demento's Mementos on Eccentric Records, a name that I picked myself, I'll have you know. And that features such delights as I Get Weird and the notorious Rodeo song.
A rodeo song, that's like one of the greats, no kidding.
That's from the Yeehaw Department of Dementia.
There's plenty of that around here in Oklahoma. Okay.
Yeah, we play I play all kinds of music on the show. That's what makes it different from a lot of other things you hear on the radio.
True.
I'll do everything from classical music to country, western, all kinds of rock and roll. The only common denominator is that virtually all of it is on the lighter side. Mm-hmm. It's either comic or it's bizarre, somehow unusual. Right. But I can get into as many different kinds of music as there are, even some things that would make both the students and the professors in the music department happy.
Yeah, I can imagine
we play madrigals with silly words.
Something that would delight a music major just as much as it would anybody else.
Oh, yes, indeed.
In a 2-hour period.
A drum major, too.
And a drum major as well.
Working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight, for my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
He did the mash.
He did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard
He
smash.
did the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
He did the mash.
He did the monster mash. From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast, the ghouls all came from their humble abodes to get a jolt from my electrode.
They did the mash.
They did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard
They
smash.
did the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
They did the mash.
They did the monster mash. The zombies were having fun.
In a shoe.
The party had just begun.
In a shoe.
The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. The scene was rocking, all were digging the sounds. Igor on chains, backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers were about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker Five.
They played the mash.
They played the monster
The
mash.
monster mash.
It was a graveyard
They
smash.
played the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
They played the mash.
They played the monster mash. Out from his coffin, Drac's voice did ring. Seemed he was troubled by just one thing. Opened the lid and shook his fist and said, "Whatever happened to my Transylvania twist?"
It's now the mash.
It's now the monster
The
mash.
monster mash.
And it's a graveyard
It's now
smash.
the mash.
It's caught on in a
It's
flash.
now the mash.
It's now the monster mash. Now everything's cool, Drac's a part of the band, and my monster mash is the hit of the land. For you, the living, this mash was meant to. When you get to my door, tell them Boris sent you.
Then you can mash.
Then you can monster mash,
The monster mash.
and you my graveyard
Then you can
smash.
mash.
You'll catch on in a flash.
Then you can mash.
Then you can monster mash.
Monster mash.
Igor, you impetuous young boy. Mash good.
Monster mash. Monster mash.
We'll return with more from Dr. Demento and Weird Al Yankovic on the Music of Stillwater show tonight, right after this. This one's from the art department. Who are your tailors?
Well, let's see. You wouldn't know it from looking at this top hat here, but I actually get my outfit from the same place in Hollywood that is the official outfitter for the Academy Award ceremonies. It's just that I wear my top hats longer than most of them do, and more frequently. But as for Al...
I just roll a bum and steal his pants.
That's the best one.
Don't touch that dial.
I must offer to you a confession. I like movies that give me a fright. If the subject is horror, I've got to see more, or I won't be contented all night. You may call it my ghoulish obsession. It's a subject on which I get chatty. But the worst one, it seems, haunting all of my dreams, was the cockroach that ate Cincinnati. I've seen ghouls and hobgoblins and witches, and some moth-eaten werewolves with fangs. There were creatures that chattered and others that clattered, and Japanese monsters with bangs. Frankenstein gives me the shakes, and Count Dracula's driving me batty. But they're not on a par with the worst one by far, the cockroach that ate Cincinnati. Oh, he must have needed a seltzer. It's amazing how much he got down. For lunch he just chewed a suburb or two, and for dinner he ate the whole town. Willard just sent me out laughing. I thought Ben looked a little bit ratty.
Watch, sorry about that.
But they're not half as bad as the worst scare I've had, the cockroach that ate Cincinnati. Oh, my heart nearly stopped, he will never be topped, the cockroach that ate Cincinnati. Olé!
Olay? That's dumb.
Okay, this one from the geography department. Where are you performing in the future? Where can we find Weird Al and Dr. Demento popping up again after this date here in Stillwater?
Let's see, Wichita Falls,
Wichita Falls,
Kansas City, Chicago, New York, the universe, in 3D.
Okay, this one from the political science department and the economics department together. They wanted to know this question. Hey, how about that President Reagan, huh?
How about that guy?
Okay.
Well, I can sing a verse from my song Shaving Cream. This isn't on the record, but I have a verse that goes, I am fed up with all politicians. On Republicans and Democrats I spit. They promise you all sorts of good things, and they don't give you nothing but shaving cream. Be nice and clean. Shave every day and you'll always look keen.
Great.
You can't make me settle down. I'd rather kick and jump and bite. I won't buy me a pair of designer jeans, no redwood hot tub to my name. I got all that I want, and if it's all the same to you, I don't need a course in self-awareness to find out who I am. And I'd rather have a Big Mac or a Jumbo Jack than all the bean sprouts in Japan. I don't need to prove I'm cool. I'll break your arm if you ask me what's my sign. I won't tell you where my head's at. I don't need to see no shrink. Psychosis may be in this year, but I'm really not that kind, and I'm in no hurry to be casual. In fact, I think I'll wait until I'm pushing up the daisy.
Like, wow, man, can you relate?
I'll be mellow when I'm dead. 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 I'll be mellow when I'm dead.
Okay, this question from the Agricultural Department at OSU. What should we do about junk food?
Eat more.
And one of the last...
We got to keep the doctors busy after all.
This one from the Physical Education College. What are your favorite exercises? Weird Al and you. What are your favorite exercises?
I kind of like doing this.
Oh. that was
and once in a while I just do this just for variety.
Well, I have the middle finger of my right hand is exactly the right width so that I can cue up a 45 RPM record with a big hole on a turntable where there's no adapter. And doing that's my favorite exercise.
Yeah, heavy digital work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Riding in a bus down the boulevard and the place was pretty packed. Couldn't find a seat, so I had to stand with the perverts in the back. It was smelling like a room. There was junk all over the floor. We're already packed in like sardines, but we're stopping to pick up more. Look out! Another one rides the bus. Another one rides the bus. And another comes on, and another comes on. Another one rides the bus. Hey, he's gonna sit by you. Another one rides the bus. There's a suitcase poking me in the ribs. There's an elbow in my ear. There's a smelly old bum standing next to me. He hasn't showered in a year. Well, I think I'm missing a contact lens. I think my wallet's gone. And I think this bus is stopping again. Let a couple more freaks get on. Look out! Another one rides the bus. Another one rides the bus. And another comes on, and another comes on. Another one rides the bus. Hey, he's gonna sit by you. Another one rides the bus.
Yeah.
Another one rides the bus. Another one rides the bus. Ow! Another one rides the bus. Hey, hey! Another one rides the bus. Hey, 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 hey. The window doesn't open and the fan is broke and my face is turning blue.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a crowd like this since I went to see The Who. I should have got off a couple miles ago, but I couldn't get to the door. There isn't any room for me to breathe. Now we're gonna pick up more, yeah! Another one rides the bus. Another one rides the bus. And another comes on, and another comes on. Another one rides the bus. Hey, he's gonna sit by you. Another one rides the bus. Go! Yeah!
Right now, Randy Randy Pease from the News Press. I think he wants to ask you a few questions. Randy.
Well, how do fellows like you guys manage to find a niche in society? Like, what were you doing before you got into this line of work, and what would you be doing if you weren't in this line of work?
Al?
I'd be an architect probably. I got my degree at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo in California. Went through the whole program, got my certificate, and then I worked in a mailroom for 2 years. and now I'm Weird Al. Yes, indeed.
Well, I labored for quite a while as a more or less serious rock historian. The Dr. Demento show, in fact, started out as just kind of a lark. One of the local freeform radio stations. At the time, I was gainfully employed by a company called Specialty Records. They became known in the mid-50s for making Little Richard's original hits like Tutti Frutti and Long Tall Sally. They decided in 1968 to put a bunch of their stuff out on LPs, so since I had just finished writing a thesis at UCLA on the early days of rock and roll music, they called me in and I worked for them for 3 years, so that's the most notable thing that I guess I did before my current career.
Have you heard of Snuff Smith and the Onyx Club Boys?
Oh, yes.
My roommate asked me to ask you that.
They made some good things in the 30s. Here Comes the Man with the Jive was one of their hits. The jive being a popular slang term at that time for marijuana, as well as being a popular term for music. So there were a lot of double entendre songs about smoking weed in those days. So, and they did one of the best. A fine fiddle player, one of the best jazz fiddle players ever.
What was this? You were speaking on that idea of jive that was used for marijuana in those days. The song "If You're a Viper" was that? What was the story
a viper
it?
was a slang term for somebody who smoked marijuana. I think how it came about is that snakes hiss, exactly, and so that's the noise that people make when they're smoking the stuff. Muggles was another popular term. Louis Armstrong did a number called Muggles.
Let it happen, Captain. About a reefer 5 feet long, a little bit hot, but not too strong. You'll be high, but not for long. If you're a viper, I'm the king of everything. Got to be high before I can sing. Sky is high, so am I. If you're a viper, when your throat gets dry, you know you're high. Everything is dandy. Truck on down to the candy store. Bust your mouth off peppermint candy. Now you know your body is sent. You don't give a darn if you don't pay rent. Light that tea, let it be. If you're a viper.
What kind of stuff are you going to do tonight to entice students from their homework?
Well, it's quite a variety of songs. I will play many of the biggest hits from my show, all the way from Spike Jones' Der Fuhrer's Face to Eddie Murphy's Boogie in Your Butt. And since, just so people won't get bored just watching a DJ spin records, we bring many of them to life on the silver screen. We will have, for instance, the complete and uncensored video version of Fish Heads, including the parts that Saturday Night Live would not show on TV. We'll have, speaking of jazz, your friend ought to enjoy the clip of Fats Waller that we have. We have him doing Your Feet's Too Big on our silver screen. Bambi Meets Godzilla, which is second for second, the funniest movie ever made.
Yeah. Is Weird Al playing tonight also? Are you going to get some
I
good
don't know. I haven't decided.
You're going to get some good hot rock accordion work. Are we going to get that?
Yeah, with a whole band. We got a whole 4-piece band. Bermuda Schwartz, Jim West, and Steve J. Wynn. We all do our favorite rock accordion parodies.
And originals, too.
And originals.
And Al even brings a new. He has a new instrument. We'll let it be a surprise. But the only thing that could possibly wean him away from the accordion, he will play tonight in public for only the second or third time, I think.
Oh. Of his own invention.
Well.
Alligator boots, I wear my pants skin tight, I wear my dark sunglasses in the middle of the night. And when I look in the mirror, I was such an awesome sight. It makes me want to kneel down and pray. I'm so adorable and charming, I'm sure that you can see. And everybody's always trying to hang around with me. They tell me I'm the greatest and it's hard to disagree, 'cause I'm so perfect in every way. And I'm so cute I can hardly stand it. And I'm so handsome, honey, I could just die. I know you'll never be as wonderful as me, but at least you can try. 'Cause I'm such a groovy guy. Yeah, I'm such a groovy guy. I'm such a groovy guy. Yeah, I'm such a groovy guy. Baby, are you in the mood for a little romance? Well, for starters, I can pour some chocolate pudding down your pants. And then attach your legs close to your brain and watch you dance. Oh golly, wouldn't that be fun? Oh, and then I might decide to tie you up with them claws. I'll make you wear a harness and I'll show you who's the boss. Of course, if you refuse, well honey, it's your loss. I mean, I don't do this with just anyone. So baby, how can you say it's all over? So how can you tell me goodbye? Well now you tell me that you're leaving me for good, and all I wanna know is why. I mean, after all, I'm really such a groovy guy. Yeah, I'm such a groovy guy. I'm such a groovy guy. Yeah, I'm such a groovy guy. I mean, you could do worse.
Not long ago, I read of Dr. Demento's top 10 or top 5 or something. Could you count those down, or count the top 5 down? I don't know if it's been revised or not.
Well, I can just tell you in no particular order things that very frequently make the Funny 5 countdown that we have on each show. We've mentioned many of them already. Dead Puppies would be right up there, and Fish Heads, which we'll show tonight. A couple of Al's songs, another one, Rides the Bus. And Ricky, of course, right up there. And the fastest rising, number one with a bullet, right now would be Al's song, which is just coming out on a single as we speak, and that is Eat It, based on something else that rhymes with Eat It. Let's see, Pencil Neck Geek by Fred Blassie, especially since I hear that Stillwater is the wrestling capital of the world. I don't know if the people who run the college sport would consider Freddie Blassie to be somebody who practiced the same game at all, but anyway, he has made a record which turned out to be very popular on my show, a famous professional wrestler. And yeah, is that 5?
Yeah,
okay.
That's 6, I think.
Can't forget They're Coming to Take Me Away, haha.
Sure, you could forget that. Do you take unsolicited tapes, like come in a brown
That's how I
bag
first
in the mail?
discovered Al.
Is that right?
Yeah, he sent me a tape recorded in his bedroom in Linwood, California. So yeah, and Fish Heads came to me that way too. So yes, we welcome unsolicited tapes. I listen to them carefully, though sometimes I think I'll have a mountain of them waiting for me when I get back from this tour. So that may take me a while to get through, but
Well,
yes, we welcome them.
Where should they mail
Okay,
them,
here
Doctor?
is, of course, right to the point there. Dr. Demento, Post Office Box 884, Culver City, California, 90230. Got that?
I got it.
Okay.
Okay, Doctor. Another question I wanted to ask Weird Al also is you had a great producer on your album, Weird Al Yankovic, and I'd like to know what it's like. What kind of producer was Rick Derringer and so on.
Rick Derringer was just like a producer to me. He was great. He was swell. He's also producing the new album. He also produced the new album, and he's just a great guy to work with. He's a lot of fun. A fun guy, that Rick.
And he did a lot of the guitar work we're listening to on the album as well, right?
Yeah, he did all the guitar work on the first album, and he shares guitar responsibilities on the second album with Jim West, who is currently with us on the tour.
If you had to pick, since you've got this album under your belt, and you've probably got some more coming, on this album, on this particular one, which would you say is your favorite on the entire album? The one you're really emotionally attached to, as far as all the tracks on the album.
Oh, I'm intimate with all of them. It's so hard to say. The one with the best taste, I guess, is Mr. From the Iron Lung.
Yes,
but,
we were talking. Yes.
Oh, I don't know. Probably the originals I'm closest to. I'll Be Mellow When I'm Dead and Happy Birthday and all those. Although I like the parodies a lot too. It's hard to say.
I visit Mr. Frump in the hospital. I see him most every day. And when I see Mr. Frump in his iron lung, this is what I hear him say. You know, Mr. Frump is my very best friend. He's never a chump or a tease. He never tells me lies, and best of all, he never disagrees. I bring him candy and flowers every afternoon, sit down by his side and say hi. And then I ask him his opinion of the world situation, and I wait for Mr. Frump's reply. And Mr. Frump would say, well, unfortunately, soon it came to be Mr. Frump's dying day. So now I bring to you the very last thing that Mr. Frump had to say.
Well, that's about all I have to say, and I know you guys got a show that you have to get to and do tonight over in the Student Union Ballroom. Is there anything that you'd like to say to the FM 94 listeners that we haven't covered already, and anything you'd like to talk about?
Eat your broccoli.
And don't forget to stay demented.